Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar, episode 229. And today I'm here with the beautiful kid Ash in the building.
Oh, you don't have your soundboard here.
I know. This is my secondary podcast studio, guys. I got a new one at the shop, and it's dope because it has the soundboard on it.
That's sick.
I love it. Next pod, you guys will see that one, and we actually used.
Oh, you did, huh? That's
secret.
right.
We can't tell them who it is, but
Shane. You already posted it a million times.
Anyway, guys, today is going to be a special episode of the podcast. If you guys aren't familiar, recently I just finished the 75 Hard program, and I wanted to go over it and talk about it and just talk about the journey.
With the one who had to deal with the
what, baby?
The beauty of you going.
My partner.
Through
That's what it is. It's in life and death.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, babe. It was cool. It was cool to watch you go through it. Times that you were like, I don't want to do this, but you still pushed through. I'm so proud of you.
Like some days. Well, we got to even get into what 75 Hard is. Maybe a lot of people don't know. So 75 Hard is a program that was created by this entrepreneur named Andy Frisella. Andy started out with him and his buddy with $12,000 to start their business. I forget how long ago it was, maybe like 15, 20 years ago or something like that.
Okay. I thought you meant the 75 Hard. That's 2017 or something, right?
No, it was actually 2019.
Oh.
Yeah, time flies. But anyways, Andy started with $12,000, him and his buddy, and now he's worth over $100 million. He's just a hustler. And he created this program called 75 Hard. And yeah, it's pretty life-changing. So
I feel like there's a little community of people who who finish it. It's like, I don't know. I feel like to some it might just be like, oh yeah, your little challenge or whatever. But then, but when I see people who have finished it, it's like a community. It's like, what's up, 75 Hard,
For sure, because there's always those challenges and stuff that's going around online, and it's just like, okay, like eat wheat for a week or something like that.
Babe, don't be throwing subs at the other challenge and program.
Fuck the wheat challenge.
Like, those little
eat. Oh wow, I ate wheat for a week. I don't even know if that's good for you, just to be eating wheat.
I don't think it is. Anyway,
back in the day, you used to be able to live on bread. How is that crazy? Like poor people.
You could.
I could do it, but I just don't know how. Like, how do you get all your nutrients and stuff? You guys hear that in the back?
This is how we have to pod. The kids are right there.
Shout out to Frankie and her babysitter, Christian, who still needs a babysitter. So
yeah, straight up.
Blind leading the blind over there. But anyways, guys, so 75 Hard, it's not a challenge, although it is very challenging. It's more of a like a program that'll teach you discipline.
Does he say not to call it a challenge?
Yeah, just because of the whole stigma with challenges that are going on right now. There's always some kind of challenge popping up,
Yeah.
So basically what it is, guys, there's 5 things that you have to do for 75 days straight, and you can't miss one of the things, or you have to start from the beginning.
Day one.
You're
on day 10. Sucks to suck. Day 1.
Which is crazy. So let me go over the requirements that you have to do daily. Mm-hmm. So first, it's you have to drink a gallon of water. Mm-hmm. Second is you have to take a progress pic. Mm-hmm. Third is you have to read 10 pages from a self-help book. Mm-hmm. Fourth is you have to take a progress picture every day. Did I?
That was number 2.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, you have to do 2 workouts. One has to be outside. So 2 45-minute workouts, and one has to be outside. Jeez. And they can't be back to back. So you have to have at least a 2-hour gap in between. And then the last one is you have to stick to a certain diet, and no drinking. So you have to do all of those things each day for 75 days straight. And no matter what happens, you got to keep doing it. And if you miss a picture on the 23rd day, you got to start from the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy, dude. And one thing that really helped me get through the whole challenge or the whole program was I wasn't going to start over again.
Oh my God. Yeah, I actually saw someone on your Facebook when you posted about it. They said, so how many times did it take you to like restart and, you know, complete it?
Yeah.
And I wanted to respond and be like 0, but I'm always that wife. Like, no one asks you.
She's so protective of me all the time. So somebody's asking a regular question, she's ready.
I'm ready to bark,
bitch. But for real, it's like I was thinking in my head that if I stopped maybe on like day 15 or something, I would kind of just be like, all right, I'm not ready for this right now, you know? Because, dude,
it's intimidating.
Every fucking day? Oh, dude, it was rough.
Yeah. Can you think right now that you've completed it, can you think back about being on day like 20?
I didn't even look at it as day 20. And that's how it came all the way to like the 50s. And we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we were like, we have like 2 weeks. Because the challenge was challenging, or the program was just as challenging for me.
It definitely was, dude. It's a full lifestyle change. So I'm not eating certain things when Ashley would cook. So she kind of tailored the meals to what would work for me. When we would go out to eat, I would have to be like super picky. And I want to dive into every single aspect, the 5 aspects of it, and tell you guys how I did it. But just quick brief over it. It was just like I had to do it. That's it. And I didn't think about what day it was. When I would do it, I would take my progress pic and I would put it in a folder on my phone, and that's the only way that I knew the different dates.
Yeah.
So when I was at like day 15 or something, it wasn't like, oh my God, I still have 60 more days. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm done for today.
Oh, because I'm like the opposite. When I'm working out, I keep looking at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've only been working out for 7 minutes. Are you joking?
Yeah, dude, you can't do that shit.
You
That's
never
the hardest.
looked at the camera the phone.
Yeah.
The time when you were working out.
I couldn't, because if I look at the phone, it feels like I've already been working 35 minutes, and I look and it's only been 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, it fucks up my mental.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I kind of did it, which I'm guessing the way that people do, like when they go to jail, they're just like, all right, today is another day.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, I just did it. But let's get into where I actually just decided.
Oh my God, I remember that day like yesterday. Yeah. I was at soccer, a tournament.
Yeah.
And you text me and you're like, he loves to be really, really hard on himself. He's very like, I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
Thing. And like, if he's not doing something, then he's like, I need to do something productive. I woke up this morning and you were like all over the place. And I'm like, what are you doing? I need to be productive today.
Yeah.
So I was at soccer and you're like, text me, because you'd been wanting to start it.
Yeah, so I found out about the program from Andy Frisella. He has a podcast. And on his podcast, one day he just came out with the episode, and it was called 75 Hard. And even in the podcast, nobody knew what the program was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even his co-host didn't really know what it was about, so they went over it. I would recommend all you guys that are listening, if you're interested in 75 Hard, to find that episode. But like,
that was in 2019?
I think it was 2019, because the
chip says that.
Yeah,
but
that's why I'm saying I think it was created.
But
then.
that's when you listened to the
podcast? So I listened to it right when it came out, because I would listen to his podcast all the time. So I listened to it, and it just stuck with me so much. I'm like, wow, I wish that I could do this one day. You know? And then
it was a couple like years at least.
Yeah. So
Ernesto, sorry.
Yeah. So the program's out. I listened to the podcast, and it's like, man, I really wish that I could do it, but I just never made it a priority, and I always just made it bigger than it seemed, you know. And then people that we personally know started doing it. Like you said, Ernesto from your work.
Yeah.
He did it, and he had to start over, right?
Yeah, at least for sure I know once he started over, because he forgot a progress picture.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to him, dude, because that's like, woo. I think that's like if you're in jail and then you like get in a fight or something.
Yeah, because get time added.
Get time added, dude.
Yeah, because 75 plus 6, he did an extra, or whatever
it is, dude.
Yeah, I don't
whatever
remember.
the day is, like, 6 days or whatever, that's a lot.
It's 6 days too much.
Oh my God, it's too much. But so Ernesto did it, and I was so stoked for him.
I remember.
I knew him from going to your work, and then, we would car stuff. I would talk to him. He would actually come to the shop too. Good dude, man. Shout out to you, bro.
He joined the army.
That's right,
or
huh?
The Marines?
Yeah. And I bet you anything 75 Hard has something to do with it.
You think so?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's like, I can do anything.
Yeah, for sure. So he ended up completing it, and I was just super stoked for him. And I just seen like how when we had when we went out for his celebration, and like people were there, and I'm just like, that's dope, dude, because it's been so long since I've accomplished something
that you were proud
that
of.
I was proud of. Like I'm so proud of like my family and of my business and stuff, but you're talking about things that I've worked on for
yourself,
the last for my business since 2009 and for our family since 2012. So it's not like something that was like a marathon or something like that. Something you complete is like, okay, this is something that I'm building. So I kind of see that as a different thing, but it's been so long since I've actually done something that I really feel accomplished, like a build or something like that. Something to challenge myself.
Yeah, something for yourself. Like it's not like your fam has anything to do with anyone else. Like your car is for yourself. This was for yourself. Like you've been so wrapped up in like work and then just like family stuff. So this was nice to do for yourself. Yeah,
and so then Ernesto did it. It was probably like a year ago at least.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
Well, no, probably more because last year.
A year and a half or so ago.
Yeah.
And then about last year, I get word Honda Pro Jason's doing it. And I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even know that Jason listened to Andy Frisella or knew who he was.
Yeah.
When Jason started doing it, him and his wife Nadia, they both did it. I was just like, dude, that's so sick, But Jason's a very disciplined dude. Like he'll be in 3 different countries in the same week, And I'm like, nah, fool, I'm not doing that. So he has something.
Yeah.
So when he was doing it, I wasn't totally surprised, but I was just like super pumped for him.
Yeah. I remember that day. I just remember you saying even before that day a lot. You had been saying that you really wanted to do it, that you just felt like lame for not already starting it or whatever. And then that day was a Sunday, and it was like, I remember last time we've tried to record this 2 other times.
This is the third time we've done this.
We record this just because hasn't been working out. But anyways, when I checked I was at the tournament when I took the picture. It was like 3 something, and that was when you were texting me. So he texted me that day, and he's like, "Babe, I just really feel like bitch. Like I feel like I really need to do 75 hard. Like he was like dead, like in his little, I know him really well. So I could tell he was really like in his head." Frankie says hi. And so I'm like, okay, babe. Yeah, for sure. Like definitely you should start it, And me thinking like it's Sunday, he's going to start tomorrow. It's already 3:00 in the afternoon. And he's like, yeah, so yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I get home and I'm still thinking like he's not starting it. And then has his gallon and he's like, has already started. I'm like, oh, you're starting today?
I have my book and everything.
Yeah. But you know what? Like he already lived a somewhat of a 75 like lifestyle. He was already eating clean, which he'll get into everything, but like you were already eating clean and for a while. So you kind of got a head start. Doesn't drink. He hasn't drank in a while. So
so some of the things that that you have to do in 75 hard, I was already doing. I was already eating clean. Well, cleanish. I was very conscious about what I would eat because I came up on some old pics of Fat Frank from
we should include them in here.
Yeah, I'll see if I could put them in like right here, like this full. I don't know if I'm even going to remember where to put it because I usually don't.
Oh,
With the one camera one, I usually don't edit them. But if you guys don't know Fat Frank, just look at any content from like 2016.
Or when you upload this podcast
the thumbnail.
The thumbnail or the
Fat Frank
like
thumbnail.
You know when you post it on Instagram.
Just do a commercial like that,
or just post a Fat Frank picture, and then
my god, fool's fat.
Because I remember when you posted that you did 75 hard, people were like, "Let's see the before picture. Let's see the you know."
So even the before, I started in July 25th. That was the day that I started. So like even my first picture.
That seems like years ago.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. My first picture that I took, I wasn't even really fat there. You know, like I just had a regular body. I wasn't even
a regular dad bod, if you will.
Regular dad bod, dude. But like now, totally different.
Now you have a DILF bod.
DILF bod. But so yeah. Anyways, Jason did 75 hard. Super stoked for him and Nadia. I was like, dude, I want to feel that sense of accomplishment.
And then Jason's like, "Oh, is Ash doing it with you?" I'm like, "No, Jason. Way to make me feel like shit because your wife did it with you."
So then it comes to that Sunday, and I'm washing the car, and I'm listening to podcasts, and I'm listening to Andy Frisella podcast, and he's doing another one that's kind of about 75 hard. He's been pushing the program for since it came out.
He doesn't get anything from it besides the satisfaction of people doing it for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. So he feels so strongly about the program and the satisfaction that it'll bring you and the changes that it'll do to your life. Like he just wants that for other people. So I'm listening to this pod and it's just like clicking in my head just even more. It's like, you know, one of those things where it's like, it was that day. Like it was literally that day. And then I'm on Instagram and then I see a post from Mickey from Throttle and it's on his story and it says, "You can't teach heart." And I'm just, that's like one thing that I really pride myself on is having like a lot of discipline and heart and like honor, you know?
Sure.
And when I seen that, that was like a sign that, yo, you just got to fucking do it today. So I went on Google. I got the little sheet that says the rules and it has all the dates. So if you guys Google 75 hard and go to images, it'll pop up and it basically gives you a rundown of what you got to do. So I just said, I'm doing it today. And usually when I decide that I'm going to do something, it's like, I'm doing it. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm just doing it. And that's kind of like what Ash was saying, that I'm always trying to test myself and always trying to like push myself. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Do that. It's like a gift and a curse because it's very like inspirational when I see you like just go after what you want and stuff. But sometimes I'm just like, calm, like take it back a notch and just chill. Because if you're not like doing something, like even on vacation, you can't chill. Yeah. You're always like, you feel guilty for like, sorry. It's okay. It keeps smacking. You feel guilty for like relaxing.
Yeah, it's
you always
I don't know, dude.
Challenge yourself.
I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah. And one of these books I'll get into is kind of helping me out with it, kind of understand why I'm like that. But I just have that inside of me where it's like I can't just kick it. You know, and I kind of feel like that probably from 25 and below, like my early 20s and my teens and stuff, I spend a lot of time like wasting time, you know? Yeah, I really feel like that I would just, there would be times where I would just get off work and come home and I'm just like, oh hell yeah, I'm not doing nothing. And then I would have like, I would go buy a beer and then go get some junk food and then just chill and like smoke hookah and watch Harold and Kumar and shit. And I'm like,
that's a low-key vibe. But I get what you're saying.
It sounds dope as fuck right now. I would love to do that right now.
Right. But I think that also because you were done for the day. Your job was done.
Yeah, and that's as much as I thought that I could accomplish, and there was nothing more than that.
Yeah.
I went to work. I did my job.
Yeah.
I have a good job. This is when I worked at Best Buy. And then even when I first started Downstar, like, I'm like, oh, now I'm even fucking better. I got a side hustle. I got a job. I'm doing it.
Downstar was a side hustle.
It was a side hustle, dude. I was like, I'm doing it. I had my Gucci belt and shit. And I'm just like, and then I just think back at those times and I'm just like, I've gotten so far from that person that when I slow down or don't accomplish something, I feel like I'm
triggered.
Oh, dude, so triggered,
Yeah.
And it's hard because sometimes it causes like, issues or feelings or something. Is like, dude, we're just chilling today. Why can't you chill? But it's one of those things where you can't tell somebody why you even feel like that. It's
right. I think when I first met you two, it was really hard to understand it because I'm like, why is he like angry, or like, why he just woke up? Like, why? Like, I don't understand anxiety because I don't have anxiety. Like, you have anxiety, and I think that comes with like having a business too.
Yeah.
I notice a lot of business owners have a lot of anxiety, and they just are always like their minds are always racing, and just like there's so much,
Yeah.
But I do feel like I've seen a shift too. Like I still see that you get like anxious about work and stuff. We have a lot going on, but like I think that 75 hard really, I saw like, I see a difference in you for sure after doing it.
I definitely feel it, and
a good difference.
Thank you, baby. I feel like in the last 2 years, I've really been focusing a lot more on my mental health and like trying to understand those feelings. For sure. Like even before I read the Charlemagne book, like I didn't know what this feeling was.
I remember that. You probably read that like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, so probably right when it came out. I don't know what the date it was, but it's Charlemagne's book, and it's called Shook Ones, My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, which is his second book. The first one is Black Privilege, great book as well. But that one, he talks about his anxiety, and I would always hear people talk about anxiety and anxiety attacks. And I've even seen like friends have anxiety attacks, and I've never had anything like that. So I was like, I don't have anxiety, but
there's different.
Why do I feel like the fucking world is crumbling right when I wake up?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Like, why is that?
Yeah.
But it had a lot to do with a lot of things, like my sleeping habits. My eating habits. My, what I had to do, like my responsibilities and how much I was focusing on them and things like that.
Just piling up.
Exactly.
You were waking up and thinking about all of it.
Yeah, and I mean, it still happens to this day, but it's nowhere close to the level. It's more manageable now because I've been putting in the work.
Right.
Like, you read these books and you hear stories from these people and you're like, damn, I felt the same way. And then you hear them talk about like it was from their trauma when they were a kid or something like that, and I'm just thinking about like my childhood, and I think I had a great childhood. My parents, they tried, and they had a lot on their plate.
They're still together.
They're still together now.
It's not
and
like you went through like a
no divorce or anything like that. But
everyone has their struggles though. So it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, exactly. And like even my being young and not having like the social crowd that a lot of other kids had, and more on like the loner side, it really taught me some harsh lessons at a young age.
I think that though, like you being kind of to yourself in high school and not really having like a lot of friends, like that really worked out in your benefit.
Yeah, I feel so too.
I'm kind of thankful that you weren't just like in high school, like just like slinging that dick around and like having all these friends. Like you kind of turned out all right, babe.
Yeah, I didn't peak. I didn't peak in high school, but I mean at the time it sucked, and it just. It taught me that I had to be in charge of my own happiness. And I couldn't go to my parents. Well, I could have, but I didn't want to go to them with every problem that I had, every bully or every like emotional feeling that I had, because they had their own shit that they had to deal with. And I was very conscious of that at a young age. Like I didn't want to give my parents any more problems to have. And oh shit, sorry son, I'm choking. But anyways, yeah, so the book with Charlemagne really made me realize like these feelings that I had. And you know who helped out too was Brian from Eat Sleep Race.
Oh yeah, with CBD.
Yeah, he recommended me taking CBD, and that helped me out for a while. But a lot of that stuff was really just band-aids that I needed to focus on the real issues that I had. And that's why I would always like to do things. You know, sometimes I like to smoke at night, and sometimes one night I would smoke too much. The next morning I would feel like shit. And naturally, if you do anything too much, you're not gonna feel good. So I would do that.
And he would eat, like binge eat.
Yeah, I would eat like a fucking king. Ash always has mad snacks and stuff. So
Which
I would
was also like no more snacks while he was going through his 75 hard, and I'm like.
So I would smoke too much, and then I would just be so upset with myself because the next day my productivity was low, and I'm just like, I'm not smoking anymore. And I remember so many times I would just throw everything away, like mad weed. I would just throw it away, and Ash would be like,
I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? You're literally like, you're traumatizing yourself. Like, he would just like overdo it and then be so hard on him. Sorry. I talk with my hands, and I'm like, boom, boom. He would be so hard on himself the next day. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, you really enjoy that. You're already taking away so much that makes you happy because you indulge in it, and then you like just overthink it. And I'm like, you love like soda. He doesn't drink soda, which is, I get it. Soda's terrible. Like, we don't even buy soda. It's never in this house. But once in a while, I'm like, I'll fuck up a soda real quick, you know? Like, he just takes so much stuff away. Like drinking, you shouldn't drink. I don't think you should drink ever. Like, you're just way much better off without drinking. Like, you know, eating certain things, whatever. He's just so hard on himself. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I'm like, just give yourself one thing to enjoy and just don't overdo it. You know, he loves to take things away, like punish himself. You know?
For sure. And like I said, this book that I'm reading is kind of like bringing light to that. And it's just like, I just have that feeling with me sometimes. And you see it, and I try to overcome it so much. But it's like, no, I have to wash the dishes.
I know.
I have to do something.
Which is kind of like, don't ever get rid of that one, because I really enjoy when you wash the dishes.
But it's just things that I just have to do. And it's just like this. I always talk about there's the two voices inside of you is the bitch voice and the boss voice.
Your what is it?
The devil and the angel on your shoulders, you know? And it's just like, I've let the bitch voice win for so long that whenever I just start to even hear it a little bit, I like freak out.
You
like,
snap.
No, dude, I can't do it.
I know. And I don't think I even knew what anxiety was before, like you, or before we really even talked about it, because you always had it in the relationship. But like, I don't think I really even knew what it was until you read the book and you realized what it was. Because like, I always hear people say like, oh, I have anxiety. I have really bad anxiety. I have anxiety. And like, I always would make jokes about things, like thinking back, like, that person just gives me anxiety. Like, but not really even knowing what it means besides it's a negative thing, you know, like that person annoys me, so they give me anxiety. You know what I mean? But like, when you kind of opened up about it to me, and like we talked about it, and you were like, yeah, it's I think I have anxiety or whatever. And then we started to really like talk about it, and then I would see it, and then I'm like, okay, there's different forms of anxiety. Like some people, you know, they like have like anxiety attacks where they just suddenly feel it, or they just feel like anxiety, like what you feel. And I mean, I don't know everything. I can't speak on it because I don't suffer from anxiety, but just seeing it, you know.
Yeah, and then there would be times where we'll be on vacation, and that's what really bothered me. Like, I would just be on edge and just like, what are we gonna do? Or, you know, just not even living in the moment, just more worried about the past and the future.
And what's going on at work? Like, are they taking care of things? Is everything gonna be okay? I need to get through these emails. Like, yeah,
and then that, when you don't know what that is, and you're, the family, like dad can't even fucking have a vacation, and it really hurt me. And the last time that we went to Maui, I felt like I had it on control way more that time. Yeah. Because it was just like, I knew what it was now. That was when I was reading the Bobby Hundreds book, and we're just going to the beach and just more.
Yeah. You know what, though, also is when we would go on vacation, sometimes nobody would be at the shop. You used to be a one-man show for many, many years. Yeah. And then it wasn't until recently that you got like a good team, Yeah. But like sometimes we'd be on vacation and we'd be like, all right, let's only go for like 4 days because like you have to get back to work, Yeah. So that too, I could imagine was very just like
that. Yeah.
So stressful.
You see the emails popping up, and it's not even on vacation. It's just like on a Wednesday, you wake up in the morning, you check the emails, and you're just like, people are attacking you because they didn't get a tracking number or something like that, or what have you, and we have their money. The way that I like to do business is like every drug dealer movie I've seen. You give me the money, I give you the goods. If I don't give you the goods, then we're gonna have a problem. Yeah. So that's, every time I get the money, I always think like that. I got to get the stuff out. So it really weighs on me,
as the business owner should, though.
Yeah, a good business owner. But it's like all that stuff would just weigh so heavy on me, and I'm just like so hard to disconnect. And since I've figured out what that feeling was inside of me, and just trying to figure out myself a lot more, just dialing in more and more, I started working on things that kind of helped out, which would be like, the shop and our employees. And right now is, dude, we've never had a better staff than we have now. And I feel so comfortable not being at the shop and being able to take care of things remotely, because they're just killing it, and that's what you need. So with all that said, fast forward to when I started. But
this factors into all of 75 Hard, because I feel like it's really helped your anxiety.
Yeah, so when Sunday morning, family's at a soccer game, you're chilling, washing the car, like, that's chill. That's a.
I think Frankie was home with you too.
Yeah.
I don't think Frankie was with me.
Just fucking hanging out, That should be the time for a dad to, pop a brewski or smoke.
Take
and just
advantage. His wife isn't home to bitch at him about the baby wearing clothes 12
baggy
months.
18 months. She's only 9 months. She's ours 18 months, but I like her baggy. But those should be the times that you can just relax. But I didn't have that feeling. I had that feeling like, oh, you're relaxing, bro? That's pussy. What's up. You're a bitch, dog. If you're relaxing, because there's people that are getting it right now. Yeah. And if you guys follow me on social media, you might see some of the stuff that I post. It's like very harsh sometimes.
That's to
those are to myself. Like, everybody thinks that I've heard it before that like, that guy just thinks he's better than other people. Yeah. I'm like, no, this is actually to me, and this way of speaking to myself works for me. Yeah. So it probably works for somebody else.
If it could work for someone else, it's working.
Yeah, that's it. If one person gets value out of it, it works. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, fuck, I'm a fucking bitch, dude. I've been wanting to do this. Fucking Jason's done it already. You can't even fucking do it. And then it's just, not that there's anything like, I think I'm better than Jason, but it's like, he's in my circle of friends. Jason's a really good friend of mine. And I'm just like, he fucking did it. You can't fucking do it. You got to be able to do it. And it's just boom, but it's just clicking in my head. And they're like, well, what about the workouts? I don't have no time. But then this is what I tell everybody. Like, you have time. So I'm telling myself, like, pussy, you have fucking time. Like, what are you talking? So that day I was like, I'm doing it.
I'm making
today.
Time.
I'm making time. And, rewind a little bit. I don't know what it was, maybe like a month or so before that. But I kind of got the feeling where I wanted to... It was bubbling up in my mind again. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start drinking a gallon of water. From now on. Yeah. And for about 30 days or so before 75 Hard,
I feel like a little more.
It was a while. I was drinking a gallon of water a day, and I was doing it like nothing.
And you're still doing it.
Still doing it to this day.
Yeah.
And we're probably about 2 weeks off of me completing 75 hard. But
I think it's been longer.
It's maybe 2 to 3.
Okay.
But I got into
it seems like a while.
I got into drinking the gallon of water. So once I decided that Sunday that I was going to do 75 hard, I was like, all right, well, the gallon thing off the list already because it's already easy for me. The diet thing, I already eat well. I know where my opportunities are, and it's my binge eating at night, eating junk food, eating chips, eating a lot of bread. So I cut a lot of stuff out of my diet.
A lot of stuff out.
I added a lot too. I added like fruit and vegetables and things like that. But I haven't drank since November 2010. That was nothing. Take that out. You know, the reading part of it. I like reading, and whenever I get a chance to read, I really enjoy it. I'll sit down and read 30 pages and just have a good time, a good quiet time, have a coffee or something. The thing that really progress pick, nothing, you know. One thing that really weighed heavy on me was the 2 workouts. You know, I hadn't worked out since I stopped working out around the time that we met. 2011, I was going pretty hard.
You're like, I got my shorty. I don't need.
Yeah, I got a girl. I don't need to look good anymore.
Bruh, that's not at all how it works, by the way. If any men are listening, that's not how it works. You need to stay sexy or move out of the way and let the sexies through.
Let the sexies in. So I was really intimidated by that, by starting the workout. But then I just remembered back in the day I would work out and we'd go to the gym for an hour and a half like nothing, you know. So I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna start it. So it was that Sunday. I used to run cross country in high school, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna start off with a run. I'm gonna start off with a 45-minute run, and I haven't worked out
and I haven't ran
2012
since high school.
So I go on this fucking run.
I'm 36 years old. Not me.
Just fucking dying, dude. My legs are just dying, and I'm like, oh my god, this is getting my knees, dude. I'm like, oh my god. It was rough. And then for my second workout, Ash had these 10-pound weights, and I just did a workout inside the living room, watching TV and stuff, and that workout ended up working out really well.
Yeah, you got it timed and you got it down to a good little workout.
Yeah,
session.
So that workout that I would do was probably about 40 minutes, 40 to 45, depending on like how fast that I did it. Towards the end more, I was able to do it quicker, so I had to add in a couple other things. But so I just want to start with you guys with all the 5 things and how I broke it down. And I'll try to blow through this quick because that's why we're doing this for a 3rd time.
You know, this man, he's a talker. He loves to talk.
I'm a podcaster.
And I look at him and I'm like, we don't need to spend 20 minutes on water, drinking water.
Well, we'll start at that. First one, water. Get yourself a good gallon.
Shout out to me for buying.
Yeah, Ash bought me a dope gallon. It's over there already, but it's just go to Amazon, search gallon. Get a gallon though. Don't get a half, and don't think that like you got to fill it up, because it's mentally hard like that. You know,
yeah,
if that's your goal is to drink a gallon, make sure it's a gallon.
Just to get a gallon, because I got a half gallon, and to refill it and like whatever, it's just like kind of obnoxious, you know.
Yeah.
Just get the whole thing, fill it in the morning, and be done with it.
That's it. So this was what I would do. I would wake up in the morning. I would fill the jug up, and then I would just start drinking. And then when I would drink the gallon, I would make sure that I take a big gulps out of it. Hi, baby. I would take big gulps out of it, because if you're just doing little drinks like you drink from a water bottle, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's me.
Just spend some time, boom, and you'll knock out. It has like the marks for the hours. You can knock out two hours in one like gulp.
Yeah,
quick.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I probably couldn't. I'm like, aw. But someone who wants to get it done will get it done.
You can make it happen, no problem. So knock out the gallon. Just make it happen. Take the gallon everywhere you go, and but you have to finish the whole gallon by the end of the night. And this isn't from morning to midnight. It's from when you wake up to you go to sleep. So whatever your schedule is, that's what it would be. That's what the day is, the window that you have to complete these 5 tasks.
I thought it was midnight.
Yeah,
night.
I remember that.
Where
you
we were
thought
at,
it
I'm
was.
like, whoa, you have like an hour to finish. If you get home at 11, you only have an hour. You're like, no, babe. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
So I was able to knock out the gallon. Plus, I was already doing it for over a month before that. So the gallon wasn't nothing to me. Progress pick. This is what I recommend for the progress pick. Anybody that thinks about doing the program is set an alarm on your phone, usually at a time where you think you're going to finish up the day, or you know that you're up, usually about 9 o'clock.
9 is what I was going to say.
I set my alarm for 9 o'clock every day, and it says progress pick. Because usually about 9 o'clock, we're already winding down. We're home or we're doing whatever. So take a progress pick. I mean, there's nothing really to it. I would always do it with my shirt off and with like
same spot
and like the same face, no smile.
Literally, like freaking sweat coming down. Sometimes you just finish, be like all hot
dead,
and not tasty.
So progress pick. That's simple. And some people ask, like, why do you even do a progress pick? For one, you have to keep, like, it's motivation for you, especially if you're a person that has a lot more weight to lose. Once you start cutting down those pounds, then you'd be like, damn, dude. Yeah. In 2 weeks, I've changed my body, you know? 2, this is probably the most disciplined thing you can do is the progress pick, just because it is so easy to do. You're just like, I'll do it later. That's the easiest. I'm going to work out right now. But then you wake up the next day and you're like, fuck, I forgot to take, boom, everything down the drain, dude.
Ernesto.
Yeah, dude, shout out to you, bro. Progress pick. Make sure you take it. So you can take the progress pick in the morning, midday, whenever you want. But this is how I had my day scheduled out. So I would take the progress pick usually about 9 o'clock at night. The reading, the book, I merged that with my outside workout. My outside workout turned out to be a stationary bike that we have in the backyard, and I would just ride that, and I would do my 45 minutes, and I would read at the same time. Helped out perfectly. Knocked out the reading easily and knocked out one of the workouts. The second workout I would do would be with the free weights. So that would be, free weight exercises and jumping jacks and stuff like that for 45 minutes. And then sometimes I would mix other workouts into it. Like sometimes I would go to the skate park. Sometimes we would go for a walk around the block. I mean, just Andy says, he says run. If you can't run, jog. If you can't jog, walk. You know, you just have to make it happen. So some days I would even want to mix it up. Like, I don't want to do my weight workout today, so I'm going to go to the skate park or something. Or sometime I would go hang out with Jay. I would go to Baker or whatever. And I'll say, perfect. I'll be able to knock out one of my workouts easy. And then when I get home, I'll just jump on the bike real quick and read. And I'm done by 7. Yeah. So workouts, I mean, it is what it is. 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside, no matter what, no matter if it's raining, anything. You have to make sure you do one outside. And then they have to be about 2 hours apart. Because it's just, this is the discipline of it. Yeah. If it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, if you could just bang the whole thing.
To bang it out.
An
it would
hour.
it would be so much easier. Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that was the workout portion of it. And then the reading of it, of course.
I feel like the working out is like probably the hardest, because it's like actual labor work. Like
definitely
reading, you could just sit and walk and read, like, taking a picture is nothing. Yeah. Drinking water, you could sit and drink. Like actually having to get up and move around and work out, like that's probably what really gets people.
Yeah, and especially if you're coming from not even working out at all. It was just like, dude, this is so rough.
I bet the first couple of days you were just like, yeah, I'm feeling great, huh? And then the next few you're just like, oh, I'm fucking done. I'm over.
Yeah, I think very quickly I got into the mindset of, okay, this is just life. Yeah. So this is just what I got.
Did you feel over it?
No.
Except that towards the end, You were like, I'm ready to be done.
Yeah. Too. It's like I said, it's like when you're getting out of jail and you're like, please, nobody just mess with me. Just leave me alone. Here's my phone. And you don't have nothing.
Please, nothing happen. I'm not trying to like be 50 something days in.
Exactly. So I'm just making sure I'm on top of my stuff. So I think that was everything that we covered, right? The reading, the workouts, the water, the progress pick,
the
eating. That's everything. So I wanted to go over quick, guys, about the reading portion of it, because that was probably one of the most beneficial things about this program was me getting a lot into reading. So first thing that I did was I read the 75 Hard book by Andy Frisella. I bought this book probably about at least 6 months ago. Bought it, put it on our bookshelf, and never did anything with it. So this was the first book that I cracked open. And one thing about reading the book too, once you start a book, you have to finish it. 10 pages, you have to read 10 pages a day. And you have to, the book that you start, you have to finish that book.
You can't open it and be like, this is, it has to be a self-help book.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we said that.
So it has to be a self-help book. So it's not going to be like a novel or anything like that. It has to be a self-help book. So this one, read this book, awesome. Some days I would read 20 pages, 30 pages. I blew through this one like nothing, just because it was such an amazing read. And two, guys, this is kind of like one of those things where you can't cheat, because if you cheat yourself.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to know if you did it right. Yeah. No one's going to hold you accountable.
You can cheat, but that's like, you have to live with that.
So if I'm calling myself a bitch because I'm not doing the program.
And then I cheated.
How hard am I going to be on myself if I fucking cheated on it,
But this says a tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. That's
it. That's on brand right there. So that's the first book right there, is the Andy Frisella 75 Hard book. I would recommend you guys just, even if you're not even going to do it, just buy it and
let it sit in your on your bookshelf.
Let it marinate.
Just kidding.
So then the second book that I read, it was a recommendation from Andy Frisella, and I bought this book probably over a year ago, and this is The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. And this is a business marketing book. This book was awesome, man. So if you guys have a company or a brand or anything,
or if you start it,
you do any sort of marketing or anything like that, amazing read. That one, Purple Cow. So then after that,
I remember you really liking this one.
I would always talk about it every time I finished. And even that book there, like some days I would read more than that. I would read more than the allotted 10 pages. What?
Cadillac's new CTS, in my humble opinion, is perhaps the ugliest car ever produced outside the Soviet bloc. I hate that car.
I love that car.
He wanted that car, and I'm like, after the M4, he's like, I'm gonna get the Cadillac.
I wanted the CTS-V coupe. Ooh.
No, absolutely not. And then what did you get? Much better.
Anyways, back to the books.
Well, that was a sentence from the book.
So then the next book I read was It's All in Your Head. Get Out of Your Way by Russ. So Russ is a rapper, and there's a couple clips that I've seen on Instagram about Russ and like interviews and stuff that I was like, dude, I fuck with this dude. I really don't care much about his music, but I wanted to get that book. So when I seen he came out with the book, I just bought it. And like I said, with other ones, it just sat on the shelf for the day that I was going to pick it up. And that book was really inspirational. Quick thing about Russ is like, he went from just figuring out how to make music and then make beats, then be a producer, and now he sells out stadiums and he's not signed to anybody. He's 100% independent.
Oh, wow, that's
which
sick.
Is insane. And he does everything for himself, and that was a great book to read. So then the book after that is one that I actually lent to my boy Jay.
I was just gonna say, isn't there one missing?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him to bring it back.
I bought that book, didn't I?
Yeah, I got another one to give him. So Ash bought me that book. It was for some holiday, possibly Christmas or Valentine's Day or something.
I don't remember.
But that book was called Unfuck Yourself by Gary Bishop. Owen, I think it is. That was a really good book to read, and that was more on the lines of like, you know, mental health and you know, just trying to figure out why you feel certain things and how to get out of your head and things. Okay. You know, basically unfucking yourself. You know?
The title speaks for itself.
Definitely. So once I finished that book, I was like, okay, I still have a long ways to go. What book am I going to read next? And there's a book that I bought, like I said, like the other ones, over a year ago. I don't know. I was just in a book zone. Like,
you would do that, dude. You would do that. You would be like, "Oh, I heard of this book. I'm gonna buy it," but we wouldn't read. It would just sit. So this book I really wanted to start, and then when I bought it, I like opened it, and it was as big, like a Bible. As big, like a Bible. And the font like a Bible
was like a Bible.
The pages are thin.
Right here, and then chunky boy. 48 Laws of Power. Amazing book. Oh my God. Would you say
that was your favorite?
I would probably say so, because it really taught me some stuff that like it taught me things that made me look at people that inspire me, and I realized that they use a lot of the laws that are in this book. You know, so it made me feel like very accomplished reading this book, and gave me a lot of knowledge.
This is like your trophy. When you finish a book, isn't it so nice to be like, I have no pages left.
I love it.
So sick.
So this one right here, guys, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Amazing book. He actually did a book with 50 Cent. It's called The 50 Laws of Power, or 50th Law. I think it's called The 50th Law, and I actually bought that book too. So crazy thing is,
where is it?
It's up. Really? I'm gonna read it one of my next ones. So crazy thing is when I was reading 48 Laws of Power, when I got to like day 73 or something, 72, I realized that I was gonna finish on the same exact day. If I read 10 pages, I would finish on the same exact day as 75 Hard is over. And this book, oh my God, was a challenge, guys. Some of the other books I could read maybe 20, 30 pages in the 45 minutes. This one, sometimes I would have to go over the 45 minutes just to finish reading, because it was just super chunky.
That's either you're not a good reader, or there's a lot of words on the page.
Both. You know?
I'm just kidding.
So I finished all those books, and like you said, I just felt so accomplished, you know, and that was the really good thing about 75 Hard, especially for a person like me that needs to feel like they do something all the time.
You were accomplishing so much.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day I felt that.
That's why I was kind of like worried. That's why I was kind of worried, like, fuck, once he finishes, because he feels so like fulfilled every day doing 75 Hard. Like, after he finishes it, is he gonna feel like he's just like a worthless pancake?
Yeah,
you know, like, fuck, what do I do with my life now? I'm such a bitch. Like, what? But I haven't seen that yet. So
knowing that like I'm able to finish 75 days of, you know, my own sort of torture, and not really getting anything physical out of it. You know, it's all internal, and it's all mental, and it's all about discipline. Like I really don't see myself having to test myself with like little things now, you know, like the next test I would want to do is like one of those Spartan races or something like that. Yeah. You know, a race or whatever, just something just to challenge myself. But I know that there's deeper levels inside of me that I can reach. So when necessary, I can just tap into it. Yeah. Because if I was able to tap into this and complete 75 days out of just a random ass day, not planning it or anything, like
so crazy.
I know that there's so much more inside of me.
It's like people who have finished 75 Hard. It's like a thing like respect, like
for sure.
It's so funny because, well, not funny, but just like I can only imagine, like, only the people who have finished it if you see someone like Star or whatever, it's like you have this like understanding respect for each other. Like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like we know what it's like to, I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
No, like, you're definitely right about that. And I'm glad that you bring up Star. My boy Ivan, he's the one that is the owner of Star's Power Plates. So like, if you guys follow me on social, I'll always have meal prep, and he's the owner of that company. And he's done 75 hard, and he's actually on another phase. I don't even want to say the second phase because he might even be further than that now.
Gosh.
But there's more phases past the regular 75 hard, and if you do everything, it lasts up to a year to do everything. But once you do that, like you're the ultimate, you know. And I know that I've got the knowledge that I needed to in the 75 days.
Yeah.
I felt like I had it in the 30 days. You know, I felt like I learned the lesson within those 30 days, you know, but I mean, more power to you if you can keep on. And when Ivan saw that I finished 75 hard, he was, you know, one of the ones that was just like, congratulating me, and because he knew. And then one day I get meal prep from him, and it
was Sunday.
Yeah, there's a little bag that was connected to the meal prep bags, and I was like, what is this? And he sent me this. It's
so cute. Like,
it's a token, a 75 hard token.
You gotta do what the makeup girls do, baby.
What is that?
Like, so it focuses on like you're holding it. Like,
so the front, it says 75, and it says established 2019, and the back says 0 option, 0 compromise. Confidence, self-esteem, grit, fortitude, self-worth, discipline, self-belief. And all of those things are things that I got.
What's grit?
It's like, I'm gritty.
Really?
I think so. I got it. Whatever it is, I got
This thing is like the real deal.
So
it's
sick.
Heavy
I love
duty.
It.
It's just like, you could really freaking. Can you? This is the real deal.
It's dope.
That's so sick, and that was so nice of him to do that. I'm like,
it was like
the most thoughtful thing ever, and I was also kind of upset because why didn't I think about that? Thanks, Star. Just kidding. I didn't think about it because I'm not in the clique.
Yeah, you got to be in the gang.
Only the 75 hard doers. Sorry, babe. Only the 75 hard doers. No.
Yeah, and it's dope, man. I'm gonna keep this with me forever, and I really want to just carry it around with me every day, just to remember. You know,
your token.
My token, but
just whip it out when you're feeling like
when I'm feeling low, you know, feeling like a bitch. But it was a huge accomplishment. So,
what did you take away from? Like, what are you still doing?
For sure, drinking a gallon of water. I think for the rest of my life. You know, there's so much value in being hydrated.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know my body when my body feels dehydrated. And I'm busy all the time. Like, even after I've stopped 75 hard, there's times where I'll forget the jug at home. Like yesterday.
Yeah.
I forgot the jug at home. We get home at like 5 p.m. and I didn't even fill it up. So I had to drink a gallon from 5 p.m. to the time that I went to bed. It was probably like 11-ish or so. Mm-hmm. And I did it, you know, but it's just, I have to make sure that I do that. So every day, drinking the gallon, reading for sure. Mm-hmm. The thing that I didn't take away was the actual scheduling. You know, of every day, I have to do this. You know, I'm going to do these things besides the water.
Oh, yeah. I see.
I'm going to do these things when I feel like I want to do them.
Like, you've still been working out every now and then. Like, nothing crazy. Like,
and then the eating clean, I'm probably eating a lot cleaner than I did in the past. Uh-huh. But now I get to have my snacks or pizza when time is.
You just get to enjoy.
Exactly. And then, like I said, the reading. So when I stopped 75 hard, I picked up this book here, and this is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And shit, I'm like 200 into it. I've got another 150 to go. But dude, David Goggins, he's a fucking legend, man. If you guys don't know who this is, just YouTube David Goggins on Joe Rogan, and if you got time, just listen to that episode. It's amazing.
This doesn't even look like the same person.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Not the same person, dude. Yeah, you know, like he changed from just a piece of shit just pretty much a lot of the stuff that I felt like, you know, not having so much confidence in myself and trying to be somebody else that I wasn't, and just like not having any like faith in myself that I could complete things, you know, until I started doing them. And or until he started doing them. But that's how I felt too when I started like actually, oh well, I could do things. Damn, this little side hustle is turning into something. And then quitting my job and doing Downstar full time, like that started proving to myself. But like I still feel like I need to prove it to myself even more. And this book's helping me understand like why I feel that way, you know. So like every chance I get, I read this book. Whenever I get a chance to just chill out and read. Love that book. And I got a couple
this morning.
Yeah, I was reading this morning. I got a couple other books that I'm excited to start too. But I'm so stoked on the reading part of it. Progress pick, no, I'm not taking progress pick. You know, when I started 75 hard, I was about 155, about there. Right now, I'm about 140. The lowest I got was 136.
Oh my God, I was literally, before I got pregnant, 131. But then even got to like 135, 136, maybe 137. So you were literally, when I was working out, now I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were the same weight as I was.
But I love it though. Like, because like I was saying, when I worked out back in 2011ish, and so the lowest I could get to is 145. I could never get below that. But it was because I wasn't doing any cardio.
Yeah, you were doing so much cardio. Yeah, every day.
Yeah, when I would work out prior to 75 hard, I mean, I would sweat, but not crazy. When I would get off the bike, dude, my hoodie would be sweating. My shirt would be sweated out, and it's probably because I was drinking a lot more water too.
Yeah.
But really opened up my glands. I'd be sweating a lot, but yeah, so I was able to cut a lot of weight. And how I feel right now, I'm about 138, 140-ish. I don't really want to go any higher in weight unless it's muscle.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to start bulking up. I'm looking for a weight bench. I want to get like I want to get bars to do like benching and shit like that.
And then we also, the day after, not the day after. So you finished on a Thursday, right?
I finished on a Thursday, yes.
And then Friday, we didn't really do anything. And then Saturday, we had like a little get together with our close friends and like made all of his favorite foods that he didn't eat.
Yeah, I didn't get to eat them for 75 days. So I pretty much, we just invited the people that like knew that I was doing the challenge. That's right,
because he didn't tell anybody. I would be the one to be like, he's doing 75 hard. Do you know what that is?
But I wouldn't tell anybody, even on social media. The only time that anybody knew that I did 75 hard was the day that I posted that I finished.
Yeah.
Like I didn't post anything. I didn't post any workout pics. I didn't post that I was reading anything. There wasn't any hints that I was doing 75 hard, because I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this without anybody's motivation, without anybody's, you know, goodwill or texts or anything like that. No, I'm gonna do this shit. Even because I know like guys like Ivan or Hunter Pro Jason or something, they would be like, oh, because it's exciting. I do it to this day. Like if I know people that are doing, oh, what day are you on? You know?
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a boost. Like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm doing this one. But I didn't want any of that. I wanted to make this the hardest for me that I could.
Yeah.
And that probably made it so much more fulfilling to me that day that I finished. And
to post
I
about
posted it up and
like,
just like, this is what the fuck I did. Yeah. And people that know, they know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The old people that know about 75, like, know, like, oh my God, you did, that's fucking sick. To some people who don't do it are probably like, you did a challenge.
I work out all the time. Yeah. I understand that, guys. You know, I understand that people work out more than I do. They probably lift more than I do. They're stronger than I am, but it's not about that. It's about those 5 tasks that you have to complete every single day for 75 days straight. Yeah. And no compromises at all. And that's something that not a normal person can do.
And also, like, if I'm not bagging on anybody, but like, if you go to the gym every day or whatever, you eat good, that's so cool. And that's awesome that you made that a lifestyle. But also, when something happens in your life, you could just be like, okay, I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm taking the next couple of days off. Like, we went through some shit and you still pushed through, you know, like, it was a hard time and you still were like, well, I was kind of like, babe, you got to do this. Like, you still have to do this. Like, you still have to get through this, even though, like, we're going through something really, really tragic, you know?
Yeah, it was a very life-changing thing that happened to us. And we'll get into that in a future episode.
We're not going to talk about that today.
But it was that the morning of, I was like, okay.
But my mom passed away. We could say what it is. We're not going to talk about it, but my mom passed away. And that day, it was like, we forgot of everything. We forgot about all, you know, obviously anything that we had planned or going on. And we probably got home, what time? It was like 8:00. And maybe you were drinking the water throughout the day, you know, not really thinking about it, just like as one does to stay hydrated. But like, we got home, it was like 8:00, and we just sat on the couch, obviously defeated, just like not knowing, you know, what the future holds, what tomorrow brings, whatever. And I look at Frank and I'm like, oh my God, babe, like, you gotta do your shit. And he's like, no, like, I'm not gonna do it. And that was already like, what day?
I was deep.
Like maybe halfway through.
Yeah, for sure.
September 2nd. So whatever.
Yeah, August 25th. So yeah, I was at least 30 days into it. And I was like, I tried it. You know, if it was something like, you know, a work thing or whatever, like, I'll fight through it. But like, nah, this is way too much. I gotta be here for my wife. I gotta be here. I gotta be present right now.
But I was like, I need you to do this. I need some kind of, like, just please.
Some normalcy.
Some normalcy, yeah. I think that's how I explained it.
Yeah, you know, like, thinking about it like that makes so much sense too, because if we were going through that, so we're already in the stages of, you know, this is what our life is going to be like. And I say we because, like, we're a team, you know, so if I'm doing something, she's motivating me along, and, you know, she's helping me accomplish my goal. And, you know, that morning I was just like, okay, I got this far and I feel great and I feel accomplished. And this is what life is. Yeah. Now this is what I have to figure out. And for you to just keep me on track, like, I couldn't have done it without you. And I just needed that from you. And when you told me, I was like, for sure. And that just made all the workouts so much easier, because I'm like, yo, you're a real bitch now, because people aren't even around anymore, you know? And, you know, all the stuff that happened with my dad too. And it's been a really, really heavy year, 2021 for us.
2020 was so great.
And then 2021, it's just been really testing for us. But anytime that you have something that is like testing you, you have to find the motivation inside of it. And that was the motivation. Yeah. Like, you know, I got to keep pushing forward, because I can't show any sort of weakness, or I can't be sorry for myself because I got to do these workouts, or, oh, I don't have no time, or we got home late or whatever. Like, nah, bro, you got to fucking make this shit happen, you know? And I made it happen. And, you know, that's just, if I was able to get through that day, what else? I'm good. I'm good. And we're going to make it happen.
Very humbling.
Yeah, sure. It definitely was. And we push forward, and every day is still a struggle, but like when you have a good team around you and everybody is just trying to do their part, and I don't want to say it makes it easier, but it definitely doesn't feel like it would if that wasn't around, if we didn't have that foundation.
So do you think you'll do the second phase?
No, I don't. And two, like I'm still in the window between it because you have to take off a month before you start the second phase of 75 hard.
Wait, so you have to do it a month from there?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
You have to take a month break because you have to get out of that routine.
Wait, so you could, okay, I'm not understanding this. So you have to do the second phase exactly a month after?
Yes.
So you couldn't do it like next year?
No. No. All the phases.
Oh my, so you would have to redo 75 hard.
It has to be from an entire year, or it is an entire year of programs.
Oh my.
So 75 hard, you take 30 days off. Then you start 75 hard phase 1. And I don't really know all the different phases, but I do know that phase 1 adds, so there's the 5 tasks plus you add 3 other ones, which is
cold shower
for 5 minutes,
which you already do.
It's not, I'll jump into that right now.
Okay.
Cold shower for 5 minutes. You have to add 3 more tasks to your critical task, which is something that's not even in 75 hard. Your critical task is every day you write down 5 things that you need to accomplish, and you need to accomplish all of those 5 things in the day.
Okay, I've
so
heard
then
enough.
they add 3 more, so that's 8. And then you have to do 10 minutes of visualization. So it's basically like meditating for 10 minutes, and you're visualizing the life that you want, what your body's gonna look like, which all of those things are amazing things to do. But I feel like that time that I would spend with that, I'm gonna just focus it
to
on
something
other
else.
things, because I feel like I've gotten the knowledge that I needed to from the 75 hard program. Anything other than that, you're in like the elite levels, just like Ivan is, man. That when he finishes everything, like he's gonna be unstoppable, and
not just physically, like mentally,
dude. You can't fuck with somebody like that.
This is more mentally than a physical thing.
Definitely. It's just made me so much more stronger mentally, and my discipline is nuts, dude. Like it was just great overall to do it, and I would definitely recommend anybody to try this out, especially if you feel the same sort of way that I've been talking about. I would definitely recommend people trying it out.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to. I'm not mentally there yet, but who knows? Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew and who knows?
But it was good. It was a good it was a good program to go through. It was a good way to test myself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely something that you needed to do.
I got everything out of it that I wanted and more. I really feel like I can accomplish anything that I put my mind towards.
Oh, for sure. I knew that before you did 75.
And I did too, to a level, Yeah. I because it's not easy to start your own business and, accomplish a lot of things that I've accomplished, but there's still other things that I didn't think that I could accomplish. And this was one of them. I didn't think that I could accomplish this.
And I'm sure there's still things that you think you can't accomplish that you need to accomplish.
You're
chopping away at it
every day, chopping away at it every day, improving every day, and just trying to pass this knowledge on to the people that I care about. And hopefully it impacts their life like it impacted my life.
Yeah.
And I hope somebody, at least one person that's listening to this right now, just gives it a try.
Yeah. What's your best word of advice to someone that wants to, that's thinking about trying it?
There's nothing but benefits from it.
Yeah.
The best thing I could say. You got nothing to lose. Yeah, you got nothing to lose. The best thing that I could say is every day you're gonna have a victory. Mm-hmm. You know, just equivalent to if you play baseball and you play night baseball and you win a game. That feeling that you feel when you win that game, you'll feel that every single day.
That's sick.
Every single day, you know, that feeling. Car guys, you know, that feeling when you win a trophy. A trophy.
I've never heard of a trophy, but
it's like a free one. It's not the one that you pay for. But you get a trophy.
Trophy.
When you win a trophy. When you win a trophy, it's that type of feeling. Skaters, when you land the trick that you've been trying, it's that kind of feeling, but every single day.
That's sick.
You know, and for me, I don't feel that every single day. Yeah. Even me being a business owner, like it's just numbers now, and I don't want to seem like, you know, numb to it, but I mean, that's the reality of it. It just turns into numbers, when in the past it was like, oh my God, I got to order for this much. I got to order for that much. You don't get the same joy out of it.
You're still grateful, but it's just
super grateful for everything that I have and for the business and every customer that we have. But I mean, that's the reality of it. It's not like you go in every day and you're like, fuck yeah, you know. I mean, at least not myself.
You know what quote I've always wondered if it's true, like, you know, when they say like, oh, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life or whatever. Yeah. I've seen for myself that you do love what you do, but you also you work and you're stressed the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it right or whatever.
No, I don't think that's the case. Unless you're like watching puppies all day, then me. Getting paid millions.
But I'm sure you'll fucking get tired of some puppies too. Yeah. You know? Crystal. We got a visitor on the pod.
A gift. Say bye-bye, Mama. Say bye-bye. This is you guys. We have two guests. Crystal, too.
Say hi, son.
We have a special treat for the viewers.
Hey, guys.
Mama, say bye-bye. Do bye-bye. She knows how to do bye-bye now.
Say hi, Mama.
Say hi.
Oh, now you're all shy, fool. Now you're all shy.
Mama, do bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
But we had learned a lot from this program.
She's William Shakespeare today.
She's Shakespeare today, guys. Check her out.
Sit her right here.
Hi, Mama.
Big girl?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. But I thank you guys for sitting with us and you know, listening to our journey through this, man. And I say we because it's definitely teamwork, man.
Yeah, babe, for sure.
And
I got your back.
You definitely do, baby. I appreciate that.
Oh my God, she has shit. We gotta go.
But guys, if any of you do,
Crystal, come get her, please.
If any of you guys do 75 hard, please keep in touch with me. If you have any questions about it, please contact me on my Instagram, Frank_Downstar. And if you're a spouse of somebody that's doing 75 hard, you contact Ashley at Ashley Garcia. And maybe she could give you guys some tips,
some recipes
on how to, on how to keep sane and
just support, you know.
Guys, like I always say, you know, you got to keep on keeping on, like Joe Dierte, you know.
One time you said that on the radio station, they had no fucking clue what you're talking about.
They're like, yeah, Joe Dierte, yeah, he's good, but I don't know, people don't know that. Shout out to Joe Dirt, he's the man. But yeah, guys, if you guys do try the program, please let me know. Big shout out to Andy Frisella. Can't wait to meet you one day. Yeah, so huge shout out to you, Ivan. Fucking great guy, man. You've been keeping me eating healthy for the last couple years. You've been motivating me with your changes. You know, he's been on the podcast twice, guys. So if you get a chance, go listen to it. Just listening to his journey, going from somebody who was very overweight, losing over 100 pounds, starting a business, and now the business is super successful, and he's looking amazing, man. That's definitely somebody who I look to, you know, for motivation. I told him the same, and we all gotta motivate each other, man. Life is hard, and you gotta be around like-minded people that want to see you succeed. And I got some of those people around me, man. And thank you guys for that. And thank you guys.
You're welcome. You're so welcome, babe.
And thank you guys for listening to Downtime with Downstar. We're coming back, and I'm super excited about what we have coming up in the future. And
we got to go. Our kids are right here watching us, and they're just like...
We got to keep on keeping on. All right, guys. We're out. Episode 229. We out. Peace.
The baby has to go!